Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Salutation and salutations to the brothers out there that are pushing this truth and in sincerity and in charity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so. To you, I say Shalom. To the Akim and to the Akwath, that'll be brothers and sisters, Adawan Ratazah, that is to say, Lord willing, hopefully by the end of this lesson, you'll be edified. This is your brother Amawan Ibad from the GMS Miami camp, back again with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, to feed the lambs of Yahweh. Yahweh Shai has commanded. This lesson is going to be entitled, Look to the Old Path. Okay? Look for the old path. Look for the old path. Okay? The way of the east. Okay? The way of our forefathers, man. Okay? The scriptures, the way we're supposed to live. Okay? Scripture speaks about ask your elders and they will tell you. You know, you're supposed to adhere to the words of the Lord and look for the old path, as the scriptures say. You know, but you're supposed to take heed from your elders, man. Okay? Real quick, let me see if I can find that scripture. I think it's Deuteronomy 32, I want to say. If I could find that real quick. Alright, yes, Deuteronomy chapter 32. I'll start here. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. It says, remember the days of old. See? This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to remember the days of old. Because the scriptures say things written aforetime was written for our learning. The things that our forefathers went through. You're supposed to look to your elders. Those that are wiser than you. To teach you. You know? Your teachers. Okay, the pastors after the Lord's heart. Lord said he would give you pastors after his heart. Okay? It says, remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father. So you're supposed to talk to your father, man. He older than you. He got more wisdom than you. He's supposed to be able to show you and teach you things. And he will show thee. Thy elders. You're supposed to speak to the elders. And they will tell thee. You see? So let me read it again. Deuteronomy 32 and verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee. So ask your fathers, man. Okay? And you could get that. You could go back way generations of how you're supposed to live. You could get that through the scriptures. You could get your questions answered, how your forefathers used to live. You could get that through the scriptures, man. Okay? All you gotta do is turn to the scriptures and read. Remember, things written aforetime was written for our learning, right? You could have seen how our forefathers lived. Let's get the book of Job real quick. This is the book of Job, chapter 8 and verse 8. It says, for inquire, right? It says, for inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, see? Of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. See that? So you got to turn to the scriptures. Okay, if you're blessed to still have your father alive right now, you know, you're supposed to get education from your father, man. He's supposed to train you up. That's the way it's supposed to be. He's supposed to break bread with you concerning the scriptures and concerning this life. But not every person is fortunate enough to know their father or been around their fathers. So we know not everybody have a relationship with their father. Like things happen, for whatever reason. But if you're fortunate enough and blessed to grow with your father, it's his job to teach you. And whatever questions you have, you ask him. But if you don't, you turn to the scriptures, man. Well, I would say you always interject the scriptures, but it's your father's job to teach you. Your mother and your father, but you're supposed to look for the old paths, man. You gotta look for the old way. A lot of our people mind are corrupt in this Western world. Okay, we gotta go to the Oriental. We gotta look to the East, man, because that's where everything began. Okay, the scriptures tell you how Jacob is the former of all things, man. All right, who's Jacob? The progenitor, the patriarch of the 12 tribes of Israel. Thus were the Israelites, man. Okay, we the former of all things, man. Okay, so let's get that in Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah. Okay, where it speaks about look for the old path. You see, this is the book of Jeremiah. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. Right, and it says, thus said the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old path. See, the Lord said to ask for the old paths, man. Okay, the way things was done from ancient times. Okay, remember the word of the Lord. Okay, it is faithful and true. Remember these words. Let me go get that scripture real quick. Let me interject that scripture real quick, so you can find out something, know something real quick. What the Lord said here in the book of Psalms, the 12th chapter. Okay, Psalms chapter 12 and verse 6. About concerning the Lord's words, man. It says, the words of Yahweh are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. So these words are tried words. These are already purified 7 times. 7 represent the number of completion. So you cannot go around the words of the Lord in any type way. So if the Lord said, look for the old path, okay, ask your fathers, ask your elders, and they will tell thee, you can't go wrong. Okay, so going back to Jeremiah, all right, Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. So we already established the word of the Lord is faithful and true. Okay, all right, we already established that these words are tried in the furnace of earth, purified 7 times, the number of completion. So it's no going around the word of the Lord. So it says, Jeremiah 6 and 16, it says, thus said the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Okay, where is the good way, and walk therein. That's what you're supposed to do, walk therein. Reading on, it says, and ye shall find rest for your souls. Then it says, but they said, we will not walk therein. Yeah, some of our people are stiff-necked people. Okay, and that's why we end up in captivity, because we transgress against the Lord. When you go to the book of Baruch, the 2nd chapter, right? This is why Baruch 3 and 8 say, yet this day we are still in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse. Okay, and made subject to payments according to all the iniquity of our fathers. Right? So we are scattered people. We're paying for what when we transgress against the law. We're still paying for that to this very day, because our people is a stiff-necked set of people. Okay, but let's go to the book of Baruch real quick. Okay, and let's get that in Baruch. Okay, Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30 says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. See, that's why we're in the position we're in now. We're at the bottom. It says, but in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves of their captivities, because remember we were scattered, right? It says, and shall know that I am the Lord their God, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear. It says, verse 32, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name. Okay, now let's come back down to the point. Verse 33, it says, and return from their stiff neck, okay, and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, see, which sinned before the Lord. So the point is to remember the way of your fathers, man. Okay, the ancient way, the old path. We read it already. The scripture said look for the old path. Okay? That's what you're supposed to do. Look for the old path, how your forefathers used to live. Okay? How our forefathers used to live. For y'all who think it's a game, who acting like an Israelite man can have as many wives as he want. As long as he have a substance to sustain himself and his family and his wives. Okay? You got land, you got cattle, you got money, whatever. If you got enough money to sustain 10 or 12 wives, you can have that, man. That's not going off. As long as all of them married to you and none of them have another man. Okay? As a matter of fact, let's get an example of that. Let's go to the book of, I think it's Judges. I want to say Judges, the 8th chapter. I think it's around the 20th verse. It speaks about Gideon. Judges 8 and 30. Salakia. Judges 8 and 30. It says, and Gideon had 60, and 10 sons. That's 70. This is one of our forefathers. Okay, the scripture said to look for the old path, right? Look for the old path. This is one of our forefathers. His name is Gideon, right? It says, and Gideon had 60, which is 60, and 10 sons, that's 70, of his body begotten, for he had many wives. You see? So it's written in the scripture. Remember we read Psalms chapter 12 and verse 6, how this word is tried in a furnace of earth. Okay, purified 7 times. So there's no going around this word. Okay, so this is one of the manner of our forefathers. They had many wives, man. Our forefather Jacob. Okay? Alright? He had Leah, he had Rachel, and he had the 2 handmaids, man. Right? Who's that? Abraham. Right? Abraham had Sarah, right? He had Sarah. He had what's her name? Keturah, I want to say. Alright, he had 6 sons from Keturah, if I'm pronouncing the name right. And he also had, and Sarah gave him her handmaid, man. What's her name again? The Egyptian lady, I believe she was. It's an Egyptian lady. Her name is escaping me at the moment, but you got the point, man. Our forefathers, okay, had many wives, man, and concubines, man. King David had many wives and concubines, man. Okay, all right. And the Lord was with it. And the Lord say, okay, when he transgressed with the situation with Bathsheba, the Lord said he would have give you such and such things, man. He would have give King David such and such things. That's roughly paraphrasing it. You know, King Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines, man. 1,000 women, man. Come on. All right? So the scripture said to look for the old path. Now, we know the scripture also say, all right, all things are expedient, right? Slacky, all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. In this time we're in right now, you know, we're not in the position, all right, to, you know, with some brothers have their thing going on. You're not going off if you have more than one woman, man, or more than one wives, all right? As a matter of fact, the scriptures tell you that's the way that we're going back to, okay, in the times that's ahead of us. This is a future prophecy. Let's get it. Isaiah 4 and 1. Okay? This the old path, man. This coming back. And that's how it's going to be in the kingdom also. But guess what? This is going to happen before the kingdom comes. Okay? Before Yahweh shall return. This prophecy going to come to pass. It's Isaiah 4 and 1. It says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread. 11:33 it says Isaiah 4 and 1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. And that's speaking of a man of the Lord, the true high value man, not these niggas out here running up and down the street. Okay, and these niggas who think they got a little bit of money, they saying something. In the time that's coming, the scripture speaks about, then shall it be known who are my chosen. The women them gonna be looking for these men, because they're gonna be looking for somebody who could take away their reproach. Okay, and how are they gonna do it? Let's read it again. It says, Only let us be called by thy name. How are you going to be called by thy name? That's true marry, man, through sex. Because sex is marriage. Okay? So, yeah. This is a future prophecy, Isaiah 4:1. In that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So this is the way our forefathers used to live back in ancient times, man. Back in the East, in the land, in the Holy Land, man. You know, our forefathers, a lot of them had many wives, man. Okay? You can't get with it, that's on you. But guess what? The Lord with it, because he allows it. You're not going off. But I'll say it once again, okay, all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. And this time we're in right now, we're more concerned about doing the work of the Lord. That's not what it's all about right now. You know, those things will come in due time. It'll come in the time when the Lord make it come, because we know the nigger woman they had ain't right now. Okay? So, yeah. At the end of the day, just you got to look for the old path, man. I'm going to get one more precept that come to mind and I'm going to close out. This is the book of Proverbs. Let's get Proverbs, because you can't lean on your own understanding. If you lean on your own understanding, you're going to be going off, man. You got to trust in the Lord with your whole heart, especially the times that we're coming into right now. Proverbs 3 and verse 5. Trust in Yahweh with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Okay? You got to trust in the Lord. All right? The Lord said read the scriptures, man. Search the scriptures. See what this word is saying and apply them. Follow the commandments to the best of your ability. Right? It says, verse 6, in all thy ways acknowledge him. Okay, Lord, willing we do this, Lord, willing we do that. The Lord telling you how to deal, you know. It says, and he shall direct thy paths. The Lord is going to direct your paths. The scripture said to cast your burden upon the Lord. You got to give it to the Lord, man. Okay? But you got to look for the old path. Look for the way of your forefathers, man. Okay? So I'm going to end it there, Lord, when you edify, giving all the glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Salutation and citations to the brothers out there that are laboring and pushing this truth and in sincerity and in charity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so. With that, until the next time, Shalom.